Hola, hola, hola guys, it's me and I'm coming to you with another first impressions video. I like first impression videos. They're fun for me and it's like a surprise. Like, you got new makeup. Oh my god, and you like it too? So I'm gonna be going into a brand that I have seen around circulating online and things like that. So I was like, let me get on this as well. I don't know if you've seen this brand yet. Been around for a bit. I think I saw it around circulating around the summer, if I'm not mistaken. But the brand is called Joah Beauty, and this is a K-beauty inspired brand, meaning that this is not an official K-beauty brand. This does not come from Korea, but it is K-beauty inspired. This is actually owned by the Kiss company. I'm sure we all know who Kiss is here in New York City, and they actually got into collaboration with the founders of Peach and Lily, which is a K-beauty brand, and they pretty much got together and inspired this brand and put it together. So this is pretty much based on the same ingredients and how they derive their ingredients and how they set it up. So they're trying to keep it as close as possible as to a K-beauty brand, thus saying it is K-beauty inspired. So I wanted to get in on this and just try a whole bunch of their stuff on my face and see how it comes out, how it looks. This is exclusively on CVS.com and in stores. I had to order a lot, pretty much all of the products online because the product line was not in my nearby CVS store, which kind of sucks because it's, you know, it's a new brand that I don't know, and when you want to look at colors, especially foundation colors, you want to really look at it in your face and swatch it and see if it goes, you know, well for you. But I think I did a pretty good job in finding a color of foundation and a liquid lipstick, which I found the safe color, you know, just to be on the safe side because I don't really know how this brand is gonna look. So I will put the link below, but again, it's CVS.com. You can look it up yourself. Just type in Joah Beauty, J-O-A-H Beauty, and it'll come up. So without further ado, I'm going to start dipping in the products, and yeah, let's go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be getting into is the primer. There were two primers that I noticed. One looked, it was kind of like a jelly type primer, and it had like shimmer in it or something. I knew it was not going to be for me, especially because I have combination oily skin. So I went and I got this primer from them. This is the Joah Selfie Ready Hydrating Primer, and I got this because it is oil free, which is a very good thing. And also I got it because it seemed like the other primer was not water-based, and the foundation that they have is water-based. So you want to be careful with that. Whenever you have a foundation, if it's silicone-based, you want to make sure you match it with a silicone-based primer. If your foundation is water-based, then you want to, you know, match it with a water-based primer. So I decided to get this one because this is water-based and this is oil-free. So I'm going to see how it goes. Hopefully my face does not break out because, you know, this is a brand I don't know about. So I'm going to put this amount in, as you can see. And this is a very light, it's really light, and it pretty much goes almost clear as soon as you start, you know, rubbing it a little bit in your hand. And I'm just gonna put this all over here. And wow, it feels really thin. It almost feels to me like a serum. So if you use face serum or anything like that, it kind of actually feels like a serum to me. So I'm gonna get this on here. And my face, guys, it's gonna get red because my face gets red for anything. I mean, you touch it, it gets red. I mean, you look at it funny, it gets red. I don't know, so. Okay. There is no scent. No scent from what I, from what I smell here, so that's a good thing. Just letting this, set a little bit on my face. So the product that I have, which is foundation, is the next product, and this is the Joah Truly Yours Natural Finish Foundation Drop. I believe they also had, and they have like a lot of stuff. This beauty line has a lot of stuff on the website. If you go and you look at it and check it out, they have a lot of stuff. And they had another foundation, but it looked really thick and creamy from the description. So I was like, let me just keep it nice and light and see what's going on. Ugh. So here, alrighty. Well, this is really thick. First of all, the base or the tube is thick. So it's a dropper, as you can see, and this kind of looks like a serum, kind of on the watery side. It is a foundation drop. Now I got this in the color 115 Natural Ivory. A lot of them look similar, but some of them looked more cooler than others, and my face is kind of tricky, so I stuck with this one only because in a lot of drugstore foundations, Natural Ivory seems to suit me. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna take in a couple of drops, and I'm going to see if maybe I could put it in my face. I don't know if it's gonna run. Ugh, looks like it's not running that much. I'm gonna it's running a little bit, but it's nothing. It kind of has the same consistency as the Wet n Wild, if you're familiar with that foundation. But I'm gonna do it this way and see how it goes. Alright, I'm looking crazy. So now I'm gonna just take my little blender here and start blending in the foundation. I put foundation on my eyes, y'all. Just letting you know. I think I did a pretty okay job with picking the color, actually. This is the Natural Ivory. I think I did pretty well. The coverage, it's actually pretty good. Okay, so honestly, I think the coverage is okay. I'm gonna say the coverage is light to medium, and I believe that this is pretty buildable. I'm not hating the shade. I don't know, maybe I could have, I don't know, maybe because it's me, maybe I could have gone a color less, maybe one shade lighter probably. I don't know, I'm not used to, I don't know, I guess maybe because the foundation I'm using is very light. It doesn't look bad. I can get away with this shade, I think. Pretty much hoping that it does not oxidize. Because, you know, when you get a shade that's like a wee bit darker and it oxidizes, then it looks bad. It starts to look a little yellow. And from these foundations, you know, it's not like it's labeled like, you know, if you have a neutral skin tone or you have a cool, you know, skin tone, whatever, it doesn't do that. So I tried the best to find a foundation shade that worked for me. So this is the Natural Ivory. I don't know, maybe I could have gone a little lighter. I don't know. It's not so bad, I guess. It actually feels pretty nice putting when you're putting it on. It actually feels pretty nice. It feels like a serum when you're putting it on, and this is very buildable, I believe. I think it has a nice finish. It does leave a nice hydrating finish, as you can see. This is a natural finish. It's not a matte finish or anything like that. All right, moving on. So I'm going to go into this concealer that I purchased, and there were a few concealers. This is the Truly Yours Dark Circle Concealer. So this is the one that I purchased, and this reminds me of the Age Rewind concealer because it has a little sponge tip applicator. So I'm gonna go ahead and click it until I start to see some color, and then I'm gonna go ahead and there's the color coming out. You can see that, and I'm going to put some on my under eyes and see how the coverage is. Whoa, I put too much. And this color is dark. It's gonna be dark on me, I know for sure. Yeah, not good. And what color is this? This is the Natural Ivory as well. So I'm gonna try and just, maybe I can save it. I'm gonna try and put it in here. I'm gonna try and blend it. Which the blending is very nice. It blends very well. As you can see, it totally melted in under my eye. Totally melted in. I'm gonna put it on here as well. I'm going to the other side. I mean, it really is, it's pretty much almost effortless to put in this concealer. And I put in quite a bit. Let's see. It doesn't look bad. So, lesson learned about the concealer, less and less and less is more. I definitely put a lot and I had to take off a whole bunch of the applicator. So I'm gonna go in. I don't know if I can use this to bake, but I'm gonna see if I can. This is the Selfie Ready Setting Powder and I purchased the translucent. I think that there were 3. There was a translucent, there was a yellow, and I think there was like a rose gold or something if I'm not mistaken. So there's a seal under here that I have to break in. Ay, Dios mío, qué cosa. Alright, Spanish came out of me for a moment, but it's okay. I'm back, guys. So I opened it. It is translucent, as you can see, so I'm going to go, gonna go ahead. Ooh, this just spews out, doesn't it? Okay, so I only put this much. It's very translucent. It's very fine milled, very thin. I think I'm gonna put a little bit more, and I'm gonna see if I can set this under my eye. I'm not sure. We'll see. Well, I guess kind of takes me 2 tries, and there's powder like falling everywhere. Ooh, yeah, there's like powder falling everywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and put some powder on here. Ooh, I gotta do my brows. So, ooh, I'm gonna do my brows, and then I will be back with a palette. Okay, so I did my brows and I'm going to go in. Now I just noticed that there is like lines forming, like where my forehead lines are. And I have them, you know, it's not like I'm trying to hide them, they're there. But I don't know, they seemed like they were a little more pronounced, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's just me or I guess I'm gonna have to wait until the final look, so. So there were, I believe there were like 2 palettes I saw. I decided to go with the safer version one. This is the Birthday Suit palette. So this is how it looks, and this is how it looks when you open it. And I was drawn to these colors because I like these colors. These are colors that I typically do like to wear, especially when I'm doing like an everyday makeup thing or my go-to makeup or what have you. I like to do that. So these are 6 colors, and I'm gonna see how they look. I'm gonna try on some right now, and I'm gonna have to find a clean brush because I did not really clean my brushes. So I think that this was pretty clean. So I'm gonna go into it, and let me see. I'm going to use this light one. Obviously I'm gonna put just a little bit. It looks like a little bit of shimmer. They look pretty much like they're all shimmery except this dark shade here, which is a matte. So let me just go into it. I'm just gonna do a little bit, see how that goes. Just a little wash of color there. I didn't realize that there were not many mattes in this palette. I kind of wish that there were, but that's okay, we improvise. So I'm gonna go into this color right here and see how that works. Ooh, I went too hard in it. So the pigment definitely picks up. So, and I'm gonna have to try and do this with a light hand and see what comes up. Is there any color coming out? I believe so. Very light. Definitely coming up though. I'm just going to do a promotion. I'm gonna dip into this darker color here. See how that looks. And there is some color. There is color. Obviously transition, you don't want that much of color anyway, so I'm gonna go into it down here now in the crease. There is color though. I actually do like how this looks so far. I would have liked it if maybe there were 3 mattes, you know, since it's 6 colors. I would have liked it if it was 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. I could have lived with that, but I'm gonna do what I can with these all shimmers. And so far the colors are nice. Little bit of fallout, not too much, not too crazy. Color is nice. It does apply nicely. It does blend nicely. I have no trouble putting the color, laying the color out on the eye, and this is buildable, so I definitely like that as well. And the shimmer actually isn't a terrible thing, you know, it's not like overly shimmery, glittery, or anything like that. It's actually a pretty wash of color. So I actually do like this. I'm keeping an eye on that foundation though. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and dip into the darker color here on the side. See how that goes. I'm gonna see if maybe I can use a smaller brush to put that in there. Man, a lot of my brushes are dirty. I guess I should have cleaned them before I did this video. It's okay. It's actually, yeah. Even this color, even though it's dark, it's not like, because I put a good amount of product, and it's not like, you know, like boom, there's a bunch of pigment, but I think it's a pretty good amount, if you can see. And this is buildable, and I honestly prefer, you know, most of the time that I can use a color, because there are some colors out there that you're kind of nervous to try out just because they look so dark and intimidating. And it's nice when you have a color like this that you are actually able to build up. So I don't recommend obviously going in with a dark color and then putting a whole bunch of it, because it is definitely easier for you to correct a look where you're just building it up and it's not so bad to fix, as opposed to when you put a super dark color and then it's pretty much almost impossible to fix, you know? So this has nice color as well. It's not going to be like, oh my god, I put so much color, it's so pigmented. It has nice pigmentation. And I believe that this is really nice to build up, which is what I'm doing little by little, because I don't want to, you know, screw it up either. So I'm going to just do that, and I'm just going to keep building up the color here. Okay, so I finished the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and take a brush and wipe off this powder that's under my eyes and see how that works out. Kind of scared of using translucent powders because a lot of them make you look like a ghost, and then the flashback is even worse. So let's see what's going on there. Okay, I guess it doesn't look that bad. And the concealer looks like it's set pretty well. It doesn't look like my foundation has oxidized. I'm keeping a lookout though. Keeping a lookout. Okay, so the next product I'm gonna try is their eyeliner. So I purchased an eyeliner. This is the I'm So Fly liner. And there were a couple of liners. They have lots of pencils and things. Oh god, this looks big. This looks thick. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and give it a try. Oh, I hope that this works well. And of course I got this in black. This is a felt tip liquid liner. Ooh, this is kind of thick. So as you can see, it's thick and short. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm so used to my Kat Von D liners, especially the one that I've been using a lot lately, the Dagger liner from Kat Von D. As you can see, it's a lot thinner. I'm so used to that to see something like this, it's like, oh god, I don't know. Let's see what I can do here. Well, it glides on pretty nicely. Well, it's definitely like for thicker application, and I personally like thin. Let's see how this pans out. Okay, so I went on and I put on some lashes. These are Ardell Wispies. I'm not really liking the liner too much. I don't really like how it came out. I feel like I had a hard time maneuvering it. This is for dramatic lines, so if you are looking for a thicker line, if you like to use dramatic lines, then this would work out for you. I like thinner lines, very nice sharp crisp lines, and I had a little bit trouble doing this, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe it's because I'm just so used to one type of liner that I've been using, but I'm not really crazy about that. It was kind of not watery, it was just kind of hard to control, and it had like maybe a little tiny thinning watery aspect, but nothing out of the ordinary, nothing serious or anything like that. I don't think it's a bad liner. I just don't think it's personally for me. So while I wait for my lashes to dry so that I can put on some mascara, because I forgot to put mascara before the lashes, I'm going to put on this blush and bronzing palette. This is the Be My Everything Bronze and Blush palette, and they had two colors, so decided to pick this color. Nice transitional colors here. So I'm going to go in, and they kind of look, well, I don't know, they don't look that dark, as you can see. Hopefully you can see that. There you go. This is like the darker side, and then this is the light side right here, and this is the finger of the light side, so it's not so bad. I think I'm going to mix both and just see how that looks. It has some color. Yeah, definitely has some color coming out there. Let me go back into that. It's not, you know, seriously dark or anything. I think it's a nice color. And I did opt for the lighter color, obviously, because they had two options, and which one was darker color option. So I decided to pick this one. And the middle one will be the blush, so I'm going to try that out as well. Just putting some on my forehead. I mean, it has color. It's not as dark or dramatic like I thought it was going to be, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm just going to finish up here, and then I'm going to use the blush, which is this middle color right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get a blush brush, and I'm going to tap on here. Oh, this has definitely color. Yeah, this has color. I did put on a bit though, so. Yeah, I like this one too. Okay, so I put on mascara, tight-lined a little bit. So here's the blush and bronzer. The only thing I did not get from them was highlighter, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put on a little bit of highlighter here from Orpha. This is the Nikki Tutorials collab, and this is in the color Space Baby. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit with my finger. Just to have, you know, a little bit of highlight. Some on the lips. I also like to put a little bit under here, honestly. Alright, and there you go. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead I'm going to put on a lippy that I bought from them. And they had quite a few lippies. Again, kept it safe. And I actually saw this pretty pink color. This is the What a Matte liquid matte lipstick. And this is in the color Pink Smoothie. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. And this is standard doe foot applicator, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, yeah. No, it doesn't smell too bad. It kind of smelled like, kind of sort of weird for a split second, but not so bad now. Alright. This is actually a pretty color. I do like this. And it's very easy to glide. Yay! I am living for this shade. Very, very pretty. I really like this shade. Dries very fast, so it dries fairly fast. It's a little tiny bit sticky because it's still setting, but it dries definitely relatively fast. Full coverage, opaque, love it. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of powder on my face, because I always do that. And I'm gonna go back with this powder that is like flying all over the place. Oof, ooh, this powder is crazy. Go a little bit under the eyes here. This powder is like really, it's so thin and fine that it just flies all over the place. However, I'm glad that it doesn't really make me look, you know, pasty and ghosty. So, and the last product that I got is setting spray, because I mean, come on, need a setting spray. This is the, again, the Selfie Ready matte setting spray, because I have oily skin. So this is Matte Me Down. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shake, see how it feels, because some of these, you know, they might come out thick, hit your face. It looks kind of like a thin mist. Doesn't really smell out of the ordinary. Oh, you know what? It actually doesn't smell bad. It actually does not smell bad at all. It almost has a pleasant scent, kind of. And it is a light mist. It's not like thick spray, you know, in your face. And it actually has a nice light flow. Alright guys, so there you have it. Here is my final look of using the Joah Beauty inspired products. My final thoughts on the products, I don't think they're bad. The foundation, I guess it's okay. I'm still trying to figure out, just making sure that it doesn't oxidize on me. I think I may have picked, I think I could have picked a lighter shade, so I'm going to recommend, if you do decide to get this, if you do not have the product in your store and decide to get them online, I advise you that you, once you see a shade that you think looks good, go one more shade lighter. That's my opinion, because I went with Natural Ivory. It looked pretty good, and it looks like I can get away with it, but I think like maybe I should have gotten the shade a little lighter, only because we're going into winter now. So obviously when you go into winter, your skin is going to get lighter because the sun is not going to be out like it used to be. You know, all those little tans leave. And believe it or not, as pale as I am, this is how I tan. So I tan very little, but I do get color, you know, along the summer, even though it's not much. But I'm gonna keep an eye on the foundation. It doesn't look bad. It's serum-like. I'm gonna say it is light to medium coverage, definitely buildable. It does not look bad. My face does not look cakey or anything like that. Again, I'm just gonna look out for the oxidizing, and maybe in the future I would get a lighter color in the foundation. The powder is decent, very fine milled, so it flies all over the place. So I'm just gonna tell you that it like flies all over the place. I think a little goes a long way. I don't think it did too bad in the baking area, although I don't know, it wasn't bad, but obviously there are better powders out there that are good for baking under your eyes if that is what you do. The primer, as far as I'm concerned, I think that it was a nice primer. It feels nice when you put it on. It feels almost serum-like, and it disappears into your skin. It feels nice and soft, so I don't have any problems with the primer. The eyeshadow palette, I think, is a decent eyeshadow palette. Do I think that it's the most highest quality in the world? No. However, I do think that this is a very nice affordable palette. I think this is good for travel purposes. I think this is good for last minute. I think this is good for a beginner as well. And I would definitely take this with me for travel, for a last minute thing, if I have to go somewhere last minute or something like that. I would definitely keep this palette in mind if I'm in a rush or anything like that. I think that the colors are decent. I think the pigmentation is nice. And I also like the fact that it is buildable. So this is definitely good for a beginner if you're scared of darker colors. I think that this is a good way to start, being that it is buildable in color. The concealer, I actually had no problems with the concealer. I think it did pretty okay. I don't think it's anything extraordinary. I think that it was very nice coming on. I felt that it was very nice. It blended very well, as you can see. Blended almost instantly, melted in my skin, have no streaks or anything like that. So I do like the concealer. However, I think that maybe once I change the foundation color, I'm gonna have to obviously go back in the concealer color as well. The blush and bronze palette, I do like this as well. It has good color, good pigmentation. The blush obviously has I think more pigmentation than the bronzer. I really had to go into the bronzer, which again I don't think is a bad thing, because bronzer can be tricky, especially when you get one that doesn't look good on you, or you went and you put in a whole bunch of product, you put on, you're like so I think that this is actually good at the fact that you can build up the bronzer as well. So I'm going to also put this as a good beginner's item as well. I mixed both colors and I think that it came out very well. I think I like it. It's a nice natural finish, and it's a nice how do you call it? It's a nice buildable color, so I'll leave it at that. The liquid lip color, definitely like the liquid lip color. Love the color very much. Full coverage, opaque, dries very nicely. Yes, it is dried now, completely dried right now. No stickiness at all. Definitely love the color, and I think if anything I will go back and get a couple more of these colors. The setting spray, I used it no problem. It actually smells pretty nice, and hopefully it does its job during the day. Obviously I can't say if it does the job right now because I just sprayed it on right now, but I'm hopeful that it does the job during the day. So I think I covered all of the products, and I'm gonna say all in all I think that this is a decent K-beauty inspired brand. I think that they have a lot of products that are going to be good, and they have a lot of products, so I really didn't tap into the amount of products that they have online. So I'm gonna recommend that you go online and check out all of the stuff they have. They have lip balms, lip glosses, liquid lipsticks. They also have lip stains, a bunch of products. I mean, if I was to get all of the products that was online, I would totally be broke, and this video would be like 5 hours long. So I think that it's a good brand all in all. For a brand that I'm not too familiar with, I'm not really knowledgeable about the makeup. I did read up about it a little bit before I made my purchase, but I can say that I do like a lot of the products. If I had to go back and get a product, it would definitely be the liquid lipstick, but then again I am a liquid lipstick whore, and the foundation will keep an eye on it, although I do think that maybe I can go back a tone. I wouldn't repurchase the powder. I don't know, I just wouldn't. I think that there's probably a better powder out there, even if it is affordable. I think that I could probably find something a little bit better. It's not bad, but I think that maybe I can find something a little bit better than the powder. Wasn't too crazy about it. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching this first impressions video and try on this look. I hope that you enjoyed it. And that's it. So I will put the link below, but I really don't need to. All you have to do is go on CVS.com or go in their pharmacy in person. So thanks for watching, guys. Until the next video. Adios.